I really fucking love snacks.
Hello and welcome to Snack Time. I'm your host, Lindsay Adams. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for watching, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends, leaving reviews. That's an important thing that I'm supposed to ask you to do. And so that is exactly what I'm doing. But more importantly, let's get to today's episode. Our guest for today is very long overdue. And I know I say that about a lot of people, but this is very long overdue. So I'm really excited to welcome Mike Glazer.
Thank you for having me, and leave those reviews for real. Get her in your algorithms.
Thank you. Thank you. It's such an awkward, it just feels weird begging, but you just have to do it. So it's fine.
I want everyone to love me without any effort being put in on my side.
Damn, that's a really real way to put it, sir.
Yeah.
It's true. I just because I think there's this illusion when we see other people that that's how it's worked for them. Like we see people that have like gotten successful and we're like, well, clearly everyone just loves them because they just existed. They didn't do anything. They didn't ask for anything. And it's like, that's not true.
It's just not true.
It's just not true. But I'm so glad you're here because you're obsessed with food as much as me, if not more. You've got qualifications, sir. We have qualification. We've got comedian, chef. I mean, weed master. What else? Go down the list.
Former hockey goalie.
Author. Yeah,
cookbook's coming. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. We're very, very lucky. We've got a lot of qualifications behind your food opinions, which is like really what's important. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also I feel like having listened to a few of your podcasts as well, we don't see eye to eye on a couple of flavors. And so I'm very excited to dive into this.
No way. Oh, I'm very interested into like what that is. But because we worked on the Gordon Ramsay show together because you were like, hey, do you want to do this thing? And I was like, sure. And then it was like one of the most fun experiences.
It kept me in LA. I was like going to dip. I was like, what am I doing here? And then all of a sudden they were like, do you want to meet Gordon Ramsay and cook steaks in front of him? And I was like, yeah, that's why I live here.
Exactly. Yeah. And I've like told the story about how I they thought I was drunk and like called me like so many times. People are like, what? I'm like, yeah, they thought I was wasted. So I got in trouble and it's fine.
Yeah. But also you were one of the best there. And I remember, I don't know if you were a mess, but I was like barely, like my strings were all frayed. Like my bridge was frayed because when we went to the dinner with everyone after the thing and you were like, so how's so-and-so? And I was like, oh, we're in the middle of a huge breakup and I'm moving out.
Oh my God, that's right. Oh my God. That's right. You were in such like a fucking transitional place.
Yeah. And so that cooking not saved me because I feel like that's a little bit overly dramatic, but it kept me here and it kept me busy and it kept me from destroying anything I touched. You know what I mean? It was fucking wild.
I love that. And you're great at it. You're like, you're at home in the kitchen. It was so fun to like fuck around in that kitchen with you. I burnt myself. Yeah. I learned that I'm not very safety oriented, but do you have a culinary degree now?
I do. After I was on Food Network's Worst Cooks in America, which was in like 2005, 2006, right. I got third place. I got fucking mad that I got third place, but I also learned that I love cooking. And so I took the money from Worst Cooks and enrolled in culinary school at New School of Cooking in Pasadena on the weekends and learned my fundamentals and like really drilled them and got a nice certificate and a chef coat and a knife. It was cool.
That's so fucking dope. That's yeah. And you were great on that too. So you're big in food. You love it. You have a podcast about
called Weed and Grub. Yeah.
Yeah. About food and weed and grub. So this is, This is interesting. Yeah. I'm curious to know what you think we disagree on. I mean, like, because what you chose, like your favorite, when I asked what your favorite childhood snack was, you said popcorn. And I know you obviously have a list and I want to talk about that, but popcorn is a great one. It's a classic. It's very hard to disagree with popcorn.
Do you want to talk about popcorn or do you want to talk about where we might not see eyes to eyes?
Okay, let's see. Well, because I agree with popcorn, I want to know where we don't see eye to eye. I want to know what you pulled that you felt like we disagreed on.
I heard on the Maggie May episode that you both like cinnamon flavor, and that is a crazy thing to hear.
No way. You don't like cinnamon?
No, it makes your cheeks fuzzy. It's so strong. It's fucking disgusting. It's up there with black licorice for me, for sure.
And I love black licorice.
Come on, what is going on? I
really do. I love black licorice. That's like one of the hills I die on. I love black licorice. First of all, Mike, flavors are supposed to be strong. Of course, it burns your cheeks. That's what a flavor does when it's properly doing its job. So I explained. So, but you don't like cinnamon. So you don't even like you don't like cinnamon and sugar shit. You don't like fucking.
No, like I tried the cinnamon challenge 150 years ago. When was that? 1823. I know flavors are supposed to be strong, but they shouldn't also taste like they're stabbing your tongue. And it's I like black licorice to me. I don't like anything like that's not true because I like Takis a lot. I don't know. It's like, it just tastes sad, man. I don't know how to describe it. So maybe what would you eat with cinnamon or black licorice that would maybe change my mind?
I mean, God, cinnamon sugar covered anything, I feel like should just change everyone's mind in general. Like it's such a classic, a cinnamon sugar. I mean, cinnamon toast crunch. Like something as like basic as that. Cinnamon toast, which we've talked a lot about, which is like what every child thinks they create, where it's just toast with butter and then they put sugar and cinnamon on it. And they're like, look what I created. And it's like essentially like donut churro flavor. That would be the cinnamon. I mean, I love a cinnamon ice cream. Yeah. I love a cinnamon bun. Cinnamon bun should change the game.
So can I add an asterisk to what I said? Because you just like punched me over the head with delicious foods that I do love.
Yeah.
It's the same for me as like banana candy. It's like a cinnamon candy where the cinnamon is the center flavor of all of it. So you're just popping cinnamon in your mouth. That like a banana candy, I find disgusting. When it's like a churro or a toast crunch, I'm with you.
Okay, that makes more sense. My mom used to chew cinnamon gum, like cinnamon, like Trident or something when I was a kid. And I always thought it was disgusting. And she also, it used to like eat black licorice, which I thought was disgusting. And so it's that specific cinnamon, like flavored candy, like flavoring, like you're saying. I think that like if you, I think eating, it has to be in the right, you know what? I think part of it is like my initial reaction to it is that it should taste like mint, not cinnamon. Like in any format that I'm eating it, I'm like, no, this is supposed to be a mint. Like,
yes, because of the gum situation. It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the same thing with like a hard candy, like a cinnamon hard candy. The only one where it registers in my brain and made sense to me was, do you know those grandma candies, like the cinnamon hard candies that came in like the red cellophane wrapper?
Where they couldn't even afford to make a title for the candy. It was just red wrapper candy.
It was just, and you knew it was cinnamon. You knew what you were getting into. You knew it was like a dark red candy. It was not trying to masquerade as anything else. It was just like, this is a cinnamon candy existing. That was what turned me and then made me be like, I kind of like it.
So then where do you fall on something like an atomic fireball, which is like hot cinnamon to me?
You know, I don't need the spiciness. like crazy. Katrina Davis is someone that loves the cinnamon flavor too. She talked about liking Red Hots a lot.
No.
I don't want like atomic. Like that's not my goal. I just like a really strong cinnamon flavor. So it's the same thing where it's like I don't like chewing gum where when you inhale it hurts your lungs. Like I don't want it that strong.
Yeah.
I just want like a pleasant mint flavor. So it's the same thing.
Amazing. Yeah. You do have me cooking on like cinnamon ice cream because I do love cinnamon ice cream. Like when cinnamon ice cream in like a carton gets really soft around the edges and it's that perfect side scoop, you can't go wrong with a cinnamon ice cream.
It's so good. I don't know what I'm trying to think of where I had it. I had it at like a Mexican restaurant once. It was like a horchata ice cream. And I was just like, yeah, this is incredible. The end. Like the end. What are we doing? This is crazy.
Could somebody hire you to make a black licorice and cinnamon style baked good?
I absolutely would do it. I mean, I would jump at the chance to try to convince someone. But here's the thing too, that's hard. It's like, I don't want to sacrifice. If I'm making something, I don't want to sacrifice what I think tastes good to appease whoever I'm making it for. I don't know if you have the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I want you to like it, but I want you to like it on my terms.
Agreed.
So yeah. So it's like, if you don't like black licorice, you need to go into this knowing that I didn't dumb it down for you. I just like did something that I think really tastes good.
That's so much better than you like swaddling me and being like, maybe you'll like it in like tiny steps. Like, no, just make something you fuck with and then like stand by it. Yeah.
What is something that you love that other people hate?
I think there's like the cliche ones like sardines. I love a sardine so much, especially in a tomato sauce where it just melts away. Like, shut up. That's so good. What's one that's like a little less cliche than sardines? Oh, well, I'm a pretty gross dude. If I live alone, so I'm pretty fucking gross. And so I make stuff called like fridge bowls, which is just a sloppy, saucy stir fry that gets rid of all the vegetables, all the carbs, all the meat that's about to go bad in my fridge. And then I just like mix all of that with ranch dressing because you can't go wrong, and it's over.
I love that. No, that's so funny because like first of all, I'm married and I live with my husband, so I don't have an excuse, but I always do like, I love one pot meals, and I will just like, and guess what? I've learned not everything needs a tomato base. Okay. And that is on me. Sometimes we don't need broccoli in this tomato sauce. That doesn't always mix, but I am obsessed with just throwing everything in a pan and loading it up with garlic and onions. And then like it figures itself out.
It always works itself out.
Yeah. And you know what's I don't know if you've tried this, and I brought this up later in the game, but have you tried, speaking of popcorn, have you tried the popcorn seasonings, the ones that you sprinkle on?
I haven't, but I brought my favorite thing for popcorn seasoning, elote. Trader Joe's everything elote. It's cheesy, it's spicy, it's herby, it's mayonnaisey.
Now I have to get that.
Okay, so it's salt, chili pepper, cheese, chipotle, and cumin.
That sounds really good.
It's bomb. I go through a thing of popcorn and a thing of elote. I think once a month is about accurate, but sometimes it's like once every 2-3 weeks because I'm a shoveler. I'm a mindless shoveler, and nothing gives me more pleasure than mindlessly shoveling into my mouth.
Popcorn has become something that I like have gotten fonder and fonder of the older I get. I just think I like I also love a warm snack. Like it's you really, if you think about it, unless you're eating like a hot food, if you're making popcorn fresh, you're getting like a warm, fresh snack. And there's something like really fun about that.
Absolutely. Especially when you like hit it with the butter and then there's like warm melted butter all over your hands and mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn. Yeah. Exactly.
What's your method of making popcorn? Because you sent me a picture of the kernels, which tells me that you're a make it from scratch kind of person.
Yeah, I make it. I raise the corn. I have a field.
So you went to your field, you got the corn, you bagged it in a Trader Joe's bag. I don't know why, but you did. So
yep, exactly. And then I come home, I shuck it,
dry it,
and then dry it. And I do that usually once a day. It's 5 a.m. And then once I'm ready for popcorn at night, I learned this from Sarah Silverman. She should come on your goddamn podcast to talk snacks, because I learned this from her. I use a nonstick pan, a big fat nonstick. That way all the kernels swirl around without sticking to the bottom, and all the oil, and then 3 or 4 kernels in the middle where the flame is the hottest. Shout out Sarah Silverman for that tip. And then once one pops, dump the rest of your sloppy kernels into the pan, shake, shake, shake to get them covered in oil, a little bit of salt, lit it, and walk away for like 3 minutes.
No way. I've never had the balls to do it in a pan. I'm always too scared.
I know what you mean. The thing is that like by doing it that way, every kernel pops. And then if you pull it off the heat right away, because the pan is so hot and it will start to burn, you've got to like, I'm a loser about it. I pull out a big sheet tray and I lay all the kernels out so that they're all like individual. And then I dust every single kernel so that it has full coverage.
I mean, I think that's efficient. That's great. That's extremely. I've thought about making my own chocolate drizzled popcorn recently, like doing like popping it, putting it on a cookie sheet, parchment, drizzle, freezer, 5 seconds out. I just haven't done it.
You're amazing, because I'm fucking with I'm really into some Asian flavors right now, like gochujang and miso and fish sauce and brown sugar. Like brown sugar, gochujang, fish sauce, soy sauce, rice wine vinegar. It's that like lip smacky, spicy, sugary.
It's perfect.
And I was like trying to figure out a drizzle for popcorn, because I feel like it'd be great to like make a gochujang caramel corn, but it got so wet. But if I just put it in the freezer, like you're saying, just like chocolate, maybe it would set and I'd have like Asian caramel corn.
It probably would. If you had enough actual like caramel in it, then it probably would. You could also just toss the, don't listen to me. You could let the caramel part harden and then you could season on top of the caramel part.
Ooh, okay. That would actually, I don't know, because gochujang is a paste. So I would have to figure out a seasoning.
I don't know, but that sounds so fun.
It's really fun.
You're coming up with fun popcorn ideas. I love this. Are we starting a popcorn business?
I would love to. I mean, we met in Chicago. Garrett's hit us up. Let's go.
I know. Okay, so give me the backstory on your favorite snack, on popcorn. Where did this blossom? This is like when you were a kid. What is happening? What's your popcorn origin story, Mike?
I have deep, deep, deep memories growing up in St. Louis. And when Jim Carrey was in his like comedy prime, where it was like Ace Ventura, when he played the Riddler, Ace Ventura 2, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, like just that hot section of Jim Carrey. And I was like a little fat, sad loner kid who was very shy. So I would just go to the movies by myself, fill my pockets with like Reese's Pieces and Milk Duds, all the jangly candy that I would walk into the theater confidently with, and then buy a massive popcorn, a massive Coke or Mr. Pibb, and fill it with butter. And I would just watch Jim Carrey and shovel handfuls of buttery popcorn into my mouth. Yeah.
Shit, that's so comforting.
Yeah.
That is so. And so is that like something you stopped at some point, or was that just always been a thing now? When you go to the movie, you've always been like I go to the movies, I get popcorn no matter what, right?
No, not only no matter what, but like I've sat in the same seat, the upper back corner my entire life alone, because then I can be a monster in the dark without anyone seeing me from above. Yeah, totally.
Are you an AMC A-list member?
You better believe it.
Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, man. I get emails. Oof.
You get that free large that refillable large popcorn? Are you kidding me?
And I'll tell you what, going to see those stupid ass Marvel movies. Yeah, sometimes I do a 2-round popcorn. Absolutely.
Oh, I am so fast and loose with that fucking AMC popcorn. It is unbelievable. And I grew up, we never got popcorn at the movies. My mom was very much like, this is garbage. Nobody gets it. Definitely don't get the butter. It's not real butter. Like my mom was like very about that. And so we never did that. And so literally it wasn't until Movie Pass, or no, it was AMC A-List, where I was like, I'm just gonna give it I don't know, butter popcorn sounds good. And then I started doing that and I was like, holy fuck, what have I been missing? And I will house a full ass large tub of popcorn in a movie in like 30 minutes. Like I have to like pace myself when I get it. Do you get the box too? I've like developed different methods. Like I want to know what your methods are.
Well, two things. One is you make me think, because you know how previews have gotten as long as an episode of fucking Friends?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think you're right. I think they have all these previews because you're done with your round one and then you're going to get round two for the actual movie.
Yeah. They got me. They fucking got me. If I didn't have that large ass, like sloppy, like what do they call it? Like a suicide soda where you put like a little bit of everything in it.
Totally.
They have like the Coke remix. I wish we were sponsored by AMC A-List. It's just a tragedy. But no, like if I didn't have that, I'll go. I do the same thing every time. I go, I get a large popcorn, and I get a box. I split it half and half. I get one of those like box things. And then I put the butter in the box so that it spreads evenly. Yeah. And then I'll dump it back in and in the tin and then dump it back in. Or I split it and I bring 2 different kinds of seasoning and I do 2 different kinds of popcorn. You're
fucking amazing. That's so cool. Wait, you have pocket seasoning?
Oh, I can't. Oh yeah. I bring pocket seasoning in my purse. I bring they have popcorn seasoning at the store now. It's like you can get like a truffle flavor. They have a ranch flavor. When you said ranch before, I've been putting this stupid ranch popcorn seasoning on everything. They have a ranch seasoning. They've got a nacho cheese, which is not my favorite. They have a kettle corn seasoning. Ooh. And so it's like you sit there and you've got like savory and sweet. It's like, it's a fucking gift. It's a gift.
That's awesome. If we sat next to each other in a movie theater, I love imagining that on one side of your armrest is your big soda. And in the cup holder of the other side is 4 different seasonings with the lids off so that you can individually sprinkle per piece.
It really is like that though. Like when I go to the movies, and I'm like, okay. And I go and I prepare and I get candy. I never get candy at the movies. I always prepare ahead of time. And I get I'm all about like the textures. So like if we have popcorn, I need savory. I need sweet. I need something with a little bit of chocolate. I need a gummy. I need a hard candy option.
Yeah. Those wow. I can't wait till you're so wealthy that you just have a movie theater in your fucking house and we never see you again.
I know. If I had a movie theater in my house, I would invite people over all the time. And I'd be like, you guys come to the concession stand. And they're like, literally, we don't care. I'm all about the concession stands. Concession stands make me happy. That's what makes me. And you know what? They always have popcorn at all of those fucking events. And now that's always my go-to.
Absolutely.
Like any sort of event.
It's my favorite. Like if I got a popcorn machine, that would be a pretty nice thing for me, I think.
Yeah, I was going to ask. You should do that for yourself.
Yeah. Because then you can also do, you know how everyone's doing pop-ups and it's like, it's such a cool thing in LA to be able to be like, I make an amazing hot dog. So I'm just going to sell it on the street until I'm like well known. And then I have a restaurant. So like, man, to go in to do like a popcorn pop up would be really fun. It would be really fun.
I mean, that's a fucking good idea too. And popcorn packaged goods, it packages well, like it travels well, it keeps well. It's pretty, I mean, look, I'll support you. I'll be there popping that corn. You know what I mean? I'll be there in the back. I'll be like, get it.
Get it. I think the only popcorn that fucking sucks is like the box of popcorn you would get at the circus or at like an NBA game, you know, where it's
Yep.
like overly salty. It's weirdly yellow, but it doesn't taste like butter, and it's trash. That's the only down one. Yeah.
I agree. Are you picky about a real or fake butter flavor? Like what's your ranking of like the buttery flavors?
I think fake is the best. Real butter doesn't taste like anything. Like, give me all the chemicals and make me addicted to them, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Amen. Amen. Because people get their dick so hard for New Beverly because they do real butter. And they're like, yeah. Put the real butter. And I'm like, if you put that butter anywhere near my popcorn, if it is not yellow, take it away. Like, I want my popcorn yellow and I want it drenched in oil or nothing at all.
Totally. I remember at the movie theater watching it. Maybe it was Dumb and Dumber. I wore a white shirt with an American Eagle on it.
No.
And when I left the theater, it was covered in so much butter because I was holding the thing up to my chest, and I had so much butter in it that it just soaked through the bag onto my shirt. And so I had like, you know, if you swim with your t-shirt on, it sticks to you. And that's what happened to me walking out of the movie theater covered in butter on my chest.
That's so funny. Yeah, I've made that mistake before. I've worn dark shirts to the movie theater and then like have like the popcorn on my chest, and then I come out and then like I just look like I just have oil stains all over everything. So
everything.
Now I just have to be aware.
The other thing I love about popcorn is I'm a pretty big masochist, and so not only do I like to delay pleasure, but I also like when I inflict pain upon myself. And so like kernels in the teeth, love it. Because I love like little stabs all the time that I can play with my tongue until it stings. Love it.
We're exactly the same in that sense. I talk so much about how I love interactive food. Like I love anything. It is like essentially like I want anything that acts as one of those dog bowls where like the dog has to eat in a maze so that they don't like just shovel it down. You know what I'm talking about?
Never heard of that.
No, there's like dog bowls that are made for dogs who eat too fast, where they basically like it's like a maze so that they have to like lick it out of each like crevice instead of being able to shovel it down their face. And that's like that's the experience that I have to create for myself when I'm eating something I like. It's just like something's got to slow me down. So popcorn is perfect for that. You're right. It is like, and you get the kernels in your mouth and it's a nightmare, but it's great. It's perfect.
And nobody talks about it, but we can all relate to it. When you grab the perfect geometric handful where all the kernels fit perfectly in your stupid claw and they're like hinged on each other like a goddamn climbing wall into your mouth. Yeah. It's such a pleasing pull.
It's so good. And I'm curious, how do you feel about unpopped kernels or half popped kernels?
I eat them and I love how they're going to break all my teeth off. Fucking sign me up. I heard you talk with Maggie about how you lost crowns on candy. I cannot wait until a kernel splits me in half.
Every time I eat a kernel, I've like gotten better. I'll be like, okay, just like suck on them for like a minute before you chomp down. But I know that I will break a crown on a kernel because they're so, when you get the perfectly like crunchy one, that's not like too hard. It's so satisfying that it's like, yeah, of course I'm going to try every kernel. Like I have to recreate this.
Exactly. And you got so close to being a full pop. I can't just throw you away because you didn't get where you wanted to be. That's so rude.
It's not fair. It's not the nicest thing. That's why when you were like, if you do it in the pan, each kernel pops. And I'm like, well, I kind of like the ones on the bottom that don't pop. Like when I do like a microwave bag, I'm always like, I'll err on the side of having a pile of kernels at the bottom because I know I'll eat that for sure.
So when we do our popcorn pop-up, the same way
Yes.
that you could take your like cake scraps and sell them as cake pops, we can sell like little jars of the half pops for people to throw in their mouth like corn nuts.
See, exactly. I would eat that.
Yeah.
Have you tried? So, okay, this is a Shark Tank one, pipcorn.
No.
Oh my God. I have so many problems with this. It's like tiny corn. It's like it's supposed to be the solution to popcorn getting caught in your teeth because they're smaller kernels and they pop into like little smaller popcorn kernels. They're trash. I would just like to say, Barbara, whatever, you're fucking wrong. I don't know. You Shark Thing. Barbara sucks. You was a bad investment. Nobody should ever eat that shit. It's disgusting. Leave popcorn as it is my vote.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. So I have some facts about popcorn. We're going to play 2 truths and a lie. I have 3 rounds for you. So I have written out 3 statements for each round. 2 of them are true. 1 of them is a lie. You have to spot the lie. Sound good?
We'll see.
Okay. Well, we'll see how well you fucking know your shit. Okay. So this is all popcorn related. 2 truths and a lie. Here's round 1. First statement. January 19th is National Popcorn Day. Second statement. Unpopped kernels at the bottom of the bag are called old hags. Third statement. Popcorn was once banned from movie theaters for being too loud of a snack.
Whoa. You're really good at this. Damn, Lindsay.
Ooh, I use the internet. You better believe.
I'm going to say that popcorn was never banned from movie theaters. That's a lie.
And you're wrong. That is true.
Really?
Yes. It was legit banned from a movie theater at like, what was the year? It was banned from a movie theater for being too loud of a snack. Let me just see really quickly the exact year. I should have had this pulled up. Yes, in 1949, everyone had to stick up their fucking ass. So it was temporarily banned from movie theaters for being too loud of a snack.
But I could still smoke.
Yeah, well, obviously. I mean, Mike.
Cool.
Bring your pipe. Just don't bring popcorn. That's so funny, actually. The idea that like people smoking like chimneys were like, if you could not chew in my ear, that would be great. No, that is true. It was banned. Unpopped kernels at the bottom of the bag are called old maids. So they're not called old hags, but they're called old maids. They gave them like silly little names.
Sexist, stupid names.
I mean, unpopped kernels, those fucking old maids. I know that is really mean and sexist. Okay, here's the second round. We've got people used to eat popcorn as cereal. 2, Craters was the inventor of commercially sold popcorn. 3, Nabisco invented microwave popcorn in the 80s. What is the lie?
I think that Orville Redenbacher invented popcorn and not Nabisco.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, that is the lie. You were correct on the statement, but it wasn't Orville Redenbacher. It was Pillsbury that invented it in the 80s.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Damn. So they had the croissant game, the biscuit game, and the popcorn game on lock, huh?
They did. They really had their shit together. So good for them. Let me see what. Yeah, Orville Redenbacher was not it, but Craters. I wouldn't have guessed they were the inventor of commercially sold popcorn. It premiered at the 1893 World's Fair because they invented like their popcorn machine to sell it commercially. 1893, like Craters, like they sell it in stores now. Actually, like Nick gets it all the time, and I just thought it was like an off-brand.
Wow. But they are the inventors.
They're OG, but guess what? They're always on the bottom shelf. So I don't know what that says about brand positioning. And they're not that great, but people used to eat popcorn as cereal. That is true, which I think is so fucking fun.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, people used to eat it in the 1800s. It was eaten as like cereal with milk and sugar. That sounds delicious.
I would sneak that into the movies. Bring some milk with you next time with your seasonings.
I will. You know what I also did? I over like the holiday, I'm big into popcorn for like this in general. Like I'm like very excited about it. Over the holiday, I started making hot chocolate every night. And then I would just put popcorn in the hot chocolate and let it like melt.
Ooh. Ooh.
And it was texturally actually incredible. I like with the butter flavor. And like I highly recommend putting it in hot chocolate.
I will tonight. I have a friend who just is making their own hot chocolate, and they gave me a pack to try. So this is happening. I'll send you a picture of it.
Please, because everyone's like, this sounds too weird. I don't like it. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but like there's something that works because it's not a marshmallow, but it's very delicious.
That's awesome.
So yeah, let me know how that works out for you. I'm very excited. So you did spot the lie there. Good for you. That means that you got 1 out of 3 so far. Let's see if you nailed this last one. Here's the final round of 2 truths and a lie. We've got first statement, popcorn comes in 2 different shapes. Second statement, the best-selling popcorn in the world is Pop Secret. Third statement, they found a corn god buried in Mexico wearing a popcorn headdress.
These are amazing. I want them all to be true. I think, what was the second one? The second one was about
the best-selling popcorn in the world is Pop Secret.
I think that's the lie. I bet it's something like, what's the Skinny Pop? I bet Skinny Pop is number 1, something like that.
That is the lie. You're correct on that, but it's Orville Redenbacher. It's the one you mentioned before. It is the it's the best-selling popcorn in the world is Orville Redenbacher.
That's awesome. Now you make me want to know if he's a real person like Colonel Sanders and Wendy and all these others. I hope he's real.
I thought, who I got Paul Newman and Orville Redenbacher confused for years because it was just their branding is the same. It's like 2 white men illustrated on the cover of their food.
Yeah. And then when Orville was done with one shoot, he'd put on a powdered wig and go do Uncle Ben oatmeal right next door, really knock them all out at once.
Exactly. I was like, I'm confused. Are these the same man? I'm like, we've got Paul Newman salad dressing, but he looks the same as Orville Redenbacher. I'm pretty sure it's the same. Like, please, they both do food. It's the same guy. No, yeah, it's that was the best-selling popcorn in the world. Popcorn does technically come in 2 different shapes. There's mushroom and snowflake. And apparently like movie theaters sell mushroom because it's bigger, and popcorn bags, like the microwave popcorn bags are more snowflake.
Interesting. Wow. That also means that there's like a way to genetically modify a kernel to pop in a certain way, which is fascinating to learn.
It's crazy. I mean, we've been fucking with corn for years. I hope we figured some shit out that's cool. You know what I mean? Like we've had this shit around because the other fact was also true. They found a corn god buried in Mexico wearing a popcorn headdress. I mean, obviously corn has been around a bajillion years, but like they've found like popcorn kernels in caves in like Mexico from like 1,000 years ago. And they have been able, maybe not 1,000 years ago, but hundreds of years ago.
I don't think they had movies back then.
Listen. I'm going to go. I'm just making shit up. No, they found old popcorn that they were able to actually pop. Like that's part of.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's weird. Nebraska produces the most popcorn in America.
With the snowflakes versus rounds, are you a rounder or are you a flake?
I'm a rounder. It's a better mouthfeel. It doesn't hold seasoning as well, but it does if you are properly coating it in the whatever the liquid is.
It's a better suck too. When you suck it so long that it dissolves, round is the one. Totally.
Round is the one, and it always has the shell like a little bit. It's just I'm a round person. It's the snowflakes I could do without. Also because they get burnt easier, and I don't like that.
Agreed. Fuck 'em.
My mom likes burnt popcorn though.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Weird.
I don't know. She likes burnt stuff. She's a weird. Take it up with her. Robin Adams. What are you fucking doing? Robin. I feel like there's so much. Okay. So we talked to Orville Redenbacher. Let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill, Polly. I have 3 different categories. I've got gourmet gift basket, popcorns, just different kinds of popcorn, and candy. So I want to get into the popcorns first because I literally will. I can continue to talk about popcorn until I just throw myself into the ocean. So this will be interesting to find out what your taste is here. Okay.
Okay. Can you explain the Polly part? I haven't heard that before. Okay.
Yeah. So fuck, marry, kill, Polly. Here's how it works. You go your fuck, marry, kill, same deal. Polly is it's more significant than a fuck. It's not your primary though. So you pick your primary, which is what you're marrying. And then your poly choice, you can have as little or as often as you like in addition to your married partner. So it's like you're going home to your married partner every night, but like you can go home and be like, hey, babe, I'm going to go see my poly. And they'll be like, okay, great. That's fine. See you later. And it's more significant than if you were to just be like, have like a dirty fuck with like, whatever random choice. Does that make sense?
It makes me horny. That's amazing. I love this.
Good. Yeah. No, absolutely. We in this podcast, we talk about fucking food constantly. So literally fucking food. What food would you fuck?
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole popcorn trick, right? Like we've avoided it, but it's right there at this point. Come on.
Exactly. So I'm just saying. So here are the choices for fuck, marry, kill, Polly for your popcorns. I've got the traditional Garrett's popcorn mix. So that's the cheese and caramel. Truffle popcorn. Kettle corn. And I put sprinkle seasoning popcorn, which can be any sprinkle seasoning you want, including the elote that you have. Just any... But it is not like baked in. You sprinkle it on after. So those are your choices. Garrett's popcorn mix, truffle popcorn. So like in truffle oil or whatever. And kettle corn and then sprinkle seasoning popcorn.
Okay. Oh man, this is hard. I would fuck my popcorn because I make a damn good popcorn. It is hella fuckable. So that's the one for me. I would kill truffle because I feel like after like a handful or two, you're like, I get it, but what else is out there? So I may as well just avoid it altogether. I would marry Garrett's, but I would divorce the caramel. So I would only marry the cheddar side of the family, I think.
Okay. It's a two-part deal. It's a two-part deal. You have to have them both. That's why it's a mix.
Right. Then that's my side chick. That's my Polly baby because I can only take so much caramel. Perfect. There it is. And then what do I have to do? Marry something?
You have to marry the kettle. You have to.
Yeah, I'll marry kettle. I would absolutely marry kettle.
Interesting. So you don't you get sick of caramel, but you're good with kettle.
Yes, because Kettle has like all of the sweetness without all of the like cluster factor. And I don't love a cluster of like hard caramel. I love Kettle because it lets you like play by your own rules instead of its rules.
I do think Kettle has a really good balance. And I would probably, anytime I put Garrett's popcorn in Fuck, Marry, Kill, Polly, I always want to marry it just because I feel like it offers me like so much for one commitment, like the cheese and the caramel. It's just, but I would marry the sprinkle seasoning popcorn just because like I know it's reliable and it's going to hold me down and it's just going to be my always and forever. I would fuck the kettle corn because it's actually, nope, take it back. I would fuck the Garrett's popcorn mix because that gets intense.
Yeah.
That will wear you out. That is a heavy popcorn to take on.
You're going to get sticky. You're going to get covered in powder.
That you're gonna it's going to be like 10 minutes go by and you're like, where did that time go? Literally, where did that time go? I blacked out. This is not a clean evening. This is dirty. So I would fuck the Garrett's popcorn mix. I would poly with the kettle corn because the kettle corn's a little more respectable and balanced.
Yeah.
And I would kill the truffle popcorn too. I don't think it's a good trend. I think it's a bad trend.
Yeah. Like I would almost poly with the truffle, but I feel like I'd get sick of it too quick and wish I had a different poly.
Yeah, I was into the truffle trends like in its early aughts, and now I am fully over it. I don't think it's very good. Agreed.
Damn, I want to change my Garrett poly answer because you got me picturing like you got both hands and one hand in each section. It's
right?
Just, yeah.
Change it. I mean, you could change the rules whenever you want. I mean, that's the thing. And that's like what's so great about it, this poly option. I mean,
it's brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Because you really can't look, we're not meant to be monogamous with snacks. And I'm not going to pretend to be on this show. My favorite changes constantly. Have you tried the cookie and candy pop that they sell now? Where can I try it? I'd do it immediately. So it's interesting. Okay. Well, they sell at the grocery store. They have all these different flavors. And they sell it at the grocery store, but they don't sell every flavor there. You can get them at smoke shops. Like, have you ever down on Melrose? They have all those smoke and snack shops. I love them because it has all the exotic flavors that you can't get anywhere else. Chips, cookies, snacks. It's fucking great. It's incredible. And there's one on Melrose specifically. I can't think of exactly the name of it, but I know that they have like a wall of the popcorn. And they have Butterfinger popcorn, Oreo. They've got a couple different flavors. There's a couple brands that do the like chocolate popcorn, chocolate drizzled, like Boom Chicka does it really fucking well. Yum. That sounds awesome. Yeah. But the Butterfinger popcorn for some reason is so delicious. It like captures it in a very, very, it's like, I highly recommend if you can get your hands on it to do that. Highly. Yeah, you better believe it. So I tried a place the other day, if we're going to plug like alternative flavors. Please. There's a guy making it out of his kitchen on Sweetser Avenue, which is also in Melrose. And he hooked me up with banana pudding flavored popcorn with little mini vanilla wafers in there. No way. It's so fucking good. And it's like lightly bananaed, so it's not too over the top with the flavoring. What's the texture? Is it like kettle corn texture? Exactly. With little cookies folded throughout. Holy shit. Yeah. I would eat the fuck out of that. I want to know where was he selling this?
This was at a birthday party where I had my friend's birthday and he came and just was handing his flavors away for people to try and see what they think.
What other flavors did he have?
I also got a French toast, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm very excited. And I got a how do you say it? Shashuka?
Oh, it's shashuka, yeah.
Shashuka, yeah. Which is like, because he's getting into the savory territory with his kernels too. And it tastes like that tomatoey, herby, eggy thing. So you don't exactly expect it. And then you like let it sit in your mouth for a second. You're like, oh no, it's really good. It's just not what I'm used to. And so hats off to Sweetser Popcorn for his shashuka and banana pudding flavored popcorn.
No way. Shout out. I'm going to fucking I'm going to look that up because I love weird popcorn flavors, and especially when they're done well. Because some of them are just like a little sloppy, but like if you can do like the kettle corn crunch with the right flavoring, then that is, I mean, now I'm out here now thinking about, I have to make popcorn. I mean, are we all doing popcorn pop-ups? What is happening? What are popcorn? Give me popcorn flavors that you wish existed that you would try to create.
Ooh, damn. Wonderful question. Off the top of my head. So what you make me think of is the key lime pies that you made for Courtney's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
And I think key lime is one of my favorite pies of all time. And if I could get that graham crackery, key limey, sweet but sour, I think a key lime popcorn, because it's that neutral flavor base, would be delicious.
That actually sounds really yummy. I bet that is actually very doable because you could just use white chocolate and, which everyone hates, suck my ass. You could just use white chocolate and like lime oil, key lime oil instead of like the juice and stuff. And then
instead of the vanilla wafers that dude's doing for his banana pudding, you could either do a graham cracker crumble in there with it, or you could do some kind of like marshmallowy, Cool Whippy side dangle. I don't know how you would describe that little side extra thing in there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good, actually, you know, what would be fun is if there were freeze dried marshmallows in it, like the Lucky Charms marshmallows, so that you get like the full like flavor profile of it. Interesting.
That sounds good.
They have key lime pie M&Ms right now that are, some people hate them. Some people love them. I have them. I hate them. I don't like them.
I don't know if I'd like that. I don't need them. I don't need places like that to do more than they're already doing. Like, let other people in the game.
Well, you know what's happening, and I have a bone to pick with M&M, because I was really excited that they were doing these cool flavors because they come out with like all these wild ass flavors, but they're cutting corners, it turns out, because they had like their crispy rice flavor at one point, or like it was like a crunchy M&M, and
I liked it.
I liked it too. It was great. And then during the holidays, they were coming out with like special edition flavors. And so they had a sugar cookie M&M.
Ooh.
And that was tasty. And I was like, oh, it's just crispy rice in the middle. Okay, but it still tastes good. And then they put out a honey graham flavored M&M. And I was like, chocolate covered graham cracker. Absolutely. And it was the crispy rice in the middle again. And I'm like, you know what, you guys? You have access to grams. If you're going to tell me there's graham in there, you better put a fucking graham in that fucking M&M. I feel they're cutting corners.
Yeah.
You could put a gram in there. Just put a gram in there. Not that hard. So now, I've had it with M&M. I am over them. I think they should be banned to hell. And that's how I feel about it.
Fucking preach.
What other flavors would be good as a popcorn?
I'm really, what I'm loving that I don't know what to do with is like, I'm into dill right now a lot. Like because it's summer and it's nice. I'm really like leaning into herbs. And
Sure.
I think like dill is my number one herb, and I don't know what to do with it. I guess people have done like dill Parmesan before, but maybe like a fettuccine Alfredo popcorn could be fun to do with like some parsley flakes in there.
Fun. Or you could do a dill pickle popcorn.
Ooh.
People love pickle flavored shit.
I'm one of them. Fuck yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, like a juicy squirt of salt in my mouth. Let's go.
Yeah. Do you like pickle chips? Have you had like dill pickle chips? Like not actual pickles, but like the potato chips, like flavored like pickles.
Yeah, that's my go-to if I go to like a sandwich shop. I always got to get a bag of chips on the side. And if they have dill pickle chips, that's the one for sure.
Interesting. Are you more of a sweet or savory person? This is a good question because you're so immersed in general.
So I'm addicted to sugar. Like there is no doubt about it in my mind. Once I start eating it, it's over until I eat all the sugar near me.
Sure. Love it.
I love it. Yeah. So like when I get a cake or a pie from you, it is going to be gone in a day. And that's just how it's going to fucking go.
I love it.
So I try and like balance that with not eating it a lot, because once I start, I have no control. So I say I'm more of a sweet guy, but my savory side needs to take hold, almost like otherwise I turn into like the sugar Hulk. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I mean, I am fully addicted to sugar. I think it's incredible. I don't know what I would do without it, but part of why I bake and why I love baking is for what we were talking about before, which is it slows me down because like I have to like finish the task. Otherwise, I just like am sitting there eating batter and the oven's on, which has happened by the way. But like,
yeah.
But like, otherwise, like, I mean, there's a timeline associated with it. And like, you can't, if you have a cake, you can't dig your fingers in it to take like pieces and be like, what does this taste like? So you have to just wait. And then it won't frost if you don't let it fully cool. Like, so there's like all those things that it feels like, I feel like a kid, like with like a safety gate on where it's just like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah. Like, so where do you not make cookies for that reason? Cause it's supposed to like yield like 2 dozen, but it comes out to make only 8 because the dough is in your stomach.
It's so fucking rough. When I make cookies, I always double the recipe because I don't know how much I'm going to eat. And I don't know how much. I also love having more than enough when I bring stuff places. But when I make cookies, I try them at every stage of the process, which is not necessary, but I do because I want to make sure. And then, but it's also how ultimately when I get a recipe nailed down, how I know that I did it right. Because like I try it when it's in dough form before I put the extra ingredients in. I try it after I put the ingredients in. So if it's like pre-chocolate chips, post-chocolate chips. I try it when it comes out of the oven, like when it's hot. I like to see texturally. I try it when it's warm. And then I try it when it's fully cooled. And then I try it the next day.
Wow. Every stage.
But like I've gotten better about taking a bite and throwing it out versus like sitting there and eating the whole cookie. But I want to know, I genuinely want, and by that point I'm sick of it, but like I genuinely want to know the next day when my palate is clear and it's been like a full day, what does this cookie taste like now? What's the texture? What is it doing? Because I have a tendency, I like when things are crispy and like crunchy. So I'll overbake things. And so I'm always like, if it's super hard the next day, then I overbaked it.
Yeah. But that's my favorite, like a little bit of a burnt chocolate chip cookie, like a Tate's cookie that was burnt a little too much. That's my sweet spot. Yeah. Wait, do you have a KitchenAid?
I do. I have 2.
Oh, fucking congrats. I just got one and it is like a game changer. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a full game changer. I have 2. I have one. And then for some reason I told myself I needed a different one. So I have like one that's slightly bigger. I have the one what kind do you have? The one that like has the arm that lifts it up or the one that you hook in?
Hookin'.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
What have you made?
So it's like, so for every episode of Weed and Grub now, because we're on video, Mary Jane, who I do the podcast with, has been making cookies in it. And so that's why I'm on this cookie kick, because now that I can like whip butter with sugar until it's this like light, creamy, airy, and then I realize I'm only eating butter and sugar together,
Sure.
but it's like the best flavor in the fucking world. So it's been amazing. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So what have you been making, like chocolate chip cookies or what?
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip.
What the hell is it called? It's like a cake, and then you put this like caramel drizzle over it that soaks in, not like a bread pudding, sticky toffee pudding.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're making sticky toffee pudding?
Well, she made it mostly. And then I said something like, I was like, oh, you should let me try that so that I'm a part of this.
And it was great, right?
And it was fucking great. Yeah. Dude. Sticky toffee pudding is insane.
See, those are the flavors I love. Toffee flavors, like butterscotch, toffee, warm flavors. That's like my go-to for dessert flavors.
Popcorn, sticky toffee pudding popcorn. How good would that be with a warm kernel?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. If you do like a little, you could do like cake crumbs in it. Why not? I like when there's so much shit that you can't sort out what's like in your hand, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I like when you're just like, okay, fine. I guess I don't know what I like when it's messy and you have to have it in one giant bite. Like you've got to figure out a way to get it all in your face.
Yes.
Why don't they do more interactive? I mean, I guess they can't do it too much, but like I wish they did more with popcorn at the movies now that we're talking about this.
Yeah, if you're going to have that big soda machine where you can have every flavor under the sun, then there should be like a rack of seasonings for you to like do as you please. You're so right.
I think at the 5 on the Sunset 5, the AMC over there, I feel like they used to have seasonings, and maybe they still do, but I could be wrong. But I feel like they used to have them and I just never used them. But now I just bring my own pocket seasonings anyway, so it doesn't matter. I cannot tell you. Next time you go to the movies, do a pocket seasoning, and you will. First of all, they don't give a fuck. They'll let you bring in whatever you want. I brought in like a full ass meal. I brought in a fucking pint of ice cream to the movies. They don't give a shit. Nobody's paying them enough to care.
My move used to be I'd wear a hoodie into the theater because you can fit a foot-long Subway sandwich perfectly in the front pocket without it being seen, but you can smell that shit. You can definitely smell Subway. Yeah.
I mean, nobody's you're not pulling the wool over anybody's eyes. You know what I mean? Like, it's nobody's like getting fooled, but it's worth it because then you just sit there and you're like, I get to eat whatever the fuck I want in this stupid theater. Also, it sucks because I always forget with guys, you guys don't have purses. So I literally am just bringing like a giant like bag around with me all the time anyway. So I might as well shove a bunch of snacks in it and bring it to the movies.
Fuck yes. Fuck yeah. But now I'm going to have a movie purse. Like no shame in my game.
You should have a movie fanny pack, a movie purse, like something of that sort. I like to bring options. I like to have a little palate cleanser, if I could bring pickled ginger in next time, maybe I will. It'll palate cleanse throughout the process between popcorns.
This is very off topic, but similar. I just have to know, like, what is your picnic game like? Are you the picnic queen when it comes to, the spread?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if I'm orchestrating any food scenario, it is just really fully over the top, catered exactly to what I like, but it's fully over the top. Like in my brain, I'm never like, let's get sandwiches. I'm always like, let's get 70 different kinds of crackers and chips and cheese. And like, I want it to be like a thing. What about you? What's your picnic game look like?
It's so much better now in LA. Like I went to see a movie at that cemetery and I was really excited because they were like, you eat and you do stuff, but I didn't realize how serious the like charcuterie situation could be. And so I showed up with a pack of joints, a bottle of wine, and a bag of Crunchers chips. And I was like, is this what we're doing? And I was so wrong about how big and bold you can go. It was such a learning experience. Yeah.
That's so funny. I will say I don't love when things are difficult to pack, like to pack in and out. I like when it's like pretty, like I'm not super keen on the idea of bringing a straight up cake to a picnic.
And it's like a 6-tier cake. It takes 3 people to walk into the
like that. I'm not like a fan of. I if we're doing picnic, in my opinion, if we're doing picnic or party, and it's got to be bite size. Like I like it pre-portioned. So like if I bring brownies somewhere, for example, I will put them in a box and I'll individually parchment each brownie.
Ooh, you're
that
awesome.
Way, Thank you. It's also, it's like, because I also just like, I can sense the ew when you like show someone homemade brownies and they're like, I want them, but I don't want to reach in this tin of brownies that are all up against each other. This feels not right. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take care of it. Don't even worry about it.
I had an ex who came to St. Louis with me for like maybe my mom or my dad's birthday. But because we're like a small family of 4, what we always do is we'll have the birthday cake or brownies or whatever, and just forks, no plates, no nothing, right? You just blow out the candles and you go to town. But the horror, I will never forget the horror on her face as like 4 different humans just eat directly from the thing. And I was like, what are you talking about? This is the best. This is the best. Yeah.
It's called family style.
Yes.
It's called family style. It's how I grew up too. We ate off of each other's plates and I had to learn that that's not how everybody does things. I learned
that's why you break up with them.
I know exactly. I mean, well, Nick was one of the ones who was like, please don't eat off my plate. And I was like, okay, I literally don't think you know who you're talking to because now I'm like so trained so well with him. With other people, I always ask him like, can I just take this off your plate? And they'll be like, yeah. With him, I have to wait till he's done and then be like, are you finishing that? And I just sit there like, are you done? Is it time? And then I just go. I'm like the vacuum cleaner for like people's plates.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, I don't like food to go to waste. I don't like when people sit there and they leave like half their plate and they're like, oh, I guess that was good. And I was like, it doesn't seem like it was good.
Mm-mm. I can see a little bit of pepper on there and I'm going to lick my finger, push it into the pepper and make sure it's gone.
Exactly. I'm like, can I just lick your plate? Because that honestly would make me feel a lot better with all the sauce you left on the bottom. No, that's what we did that in our family. My dad ate off of everyone's plate. Like he would be like, what's that? And then eat it. And so that's what I learned how to do. And I didn't, and also growing up around a bunch of like fucking Italians in New Jersey, that's what they all did too. Everybody was like, oh yeah, eat out of everything. And then it's apparently rude. So fuck you.
Whatever. I think we are both cats. I think we are truly both cats. I got to taste it all. I got to steal it and taste it. Yeah.
I am like, yes, absolutely. I like to try everything. I would rather spend all my money trying different things, like buying an ungodly amount of food at a restaurant just to try it, than deciding on 2 dishes that I know I'll eat all of.
Yeah. Ew. Why? So dumb. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why it's like when going out to eat with people, when they're like, I just want to get my thing. I'm like, then go somewhere else. I want to get everything. And then we share it all and shut up. We share it all, shut up, make the chef happy, just eat all their shit. They don't want to deal with your bullshit.
I can't wait till your cookbook comes out because it's going to have like, fuck your courtesy nonsense. White chocolate is awesome. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, that'll essentially be the cookbook of what is your cookbook? When is it coming out exactly?
Well, we ran into a couple. I can't really plug it yet because we ran into a couple of problems with some internal blah, blah, blah that I just can't talk about. But it's going to be about weed and it's going to be about food, but it's not really going to be about infused food because edibles are kind of a trick that some people didn't ask for. You know, like you eat an edible and you're like, I don't feel any, and everyone knows the game. You feel nothing. And then all of a sudden you're walloped 90 minutes later driving home. It's a nightmare. So we just want to make really good, tasty food that you can pair with weed, meaning you can smoke a joint that tastes lemony and that'll add like that little bit of accent to your dish that is there. And then we want the dishes to be like accessible because weed is either hoity-toity or low rent. And we just want something for everyone, whether it's like delicious nachos with, you know, of vegan cheese sauce or like chicken nuggets that we wanted to do one called Kama Sutra chicken nuggets where it's like great chicken nuggets, but then there's 30 sauces surrounding it in masks so that you can really have like a sexual dip orgy.
Oh my God. See, that's my jam. That's my jam. See, I love the options. It's the fucking options. That's what's key.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what makes the difference. Okay, so let's do another round of Fuck, Marry, Kill, Polly. This one is gourmet gift basket. That's the theme. So here are your choices. We've got brie with jelly and crackers, bacon wrapped dates, baby dill pickles, and Marcona almonds.
Fuck you. You're good at this.
I mean, take your pick.
I'm going to kill it was baby dill pickles, Marcona almonds, brie with jam, and what was the other one? Bacon wrapped dates. Kill the bacon wrapped dates.
Wow.
What is this?
Okay.
1986? Get out of here. Stop it.
Okay. I mean, look, I fuck with a bacon wrapped date.
There's such better salty, sweet, sticky things out there than that. So kill them. I would marry the dill pickles just because I feel like I'm always going to have a great time with a dill pickle. Like it's always going to be crunchy. Right. It's always going to be cold. It's always going to be reliable. And like, you know, I want to put that in my mouth a lot. So that's good marriage. I want my side piece to be that Marcona almond because it's like a greasy, sticky, sloppy mess that like I can't deal with all the time, but is really fun once in a while. Yeah. So that's my poly. That's my poly would be the Marcona almond. I'm a poly Marcona almond. And then I would fuck the brie because damn, if that isn't like a gooey hot mess, that would be real fun in the sack.
I mean, I think these are all really good choices. I truly think these are all very good choices. I personally, I'm trying to think of like what I'm on the fence because like, here's the thing. To me, the Marcona almonds and the baby dill pickles are throwaways. Like they're not that exciting for me in general. But that being said, if you put a bowl of Marcona almonds in front of me, I will eat all of them without question. So if I'm being honest, it's going to be a part of my life, whether I wanted to or not. But dill pickles, I go back and forth on. Sometimes I'm into them. Sometimes I'm not. So I would say that I'm going to kill the baby dill pickles. Even though I'm sure that I could use the vinegar as like a good change, but I am going to fuck the bacon wrap dates because I like a classic. Sometimes I'm into old fashioned shit. What can I say? Sometimes you got to get the old fashioned in and then you're like, nah, that's disgusting. I like a bacon wrap date. So I would fuck the bacon wrap dates. I would poly with the Marcona almonds. And I would marry the brie with jelly and crackers because brie with jam is just like such a gorgeous. I mean, I would be so into them as my partner. You know what I mean? Like, I just wouldn't, our marriage would be very fresh and like romantic. So,
yeah, it is true. Every time I see brie and jam, I'm happy to see it.
right?
Yeah, truly.
It's like, it's exciting. You're like, wow, I know exactly what that's going to taste like. And it'll be so good. And then you eat it and it is what it is. I love a pastry wrapped brie with like some jam. I mean, I guess I just like everything sweet. I'm always like, it would be great if we did something with a pastry. And it's like, of course you think that. Like, what if we wrapped it in a croissant? Just gonna truly shocker. Okay, and here's the final category for Fuck, Marry, Kill, Poly. It's just candy, candy, candy. So these are just straight up sugar, sugar, sugar candies. We've got the first one, cotton candy, which is hit or miss for some people. Second one, Australian licorice. That means the specific like waxy kind that's like it's got some girth to it. Airheads and Sour Patch Kids.
Fuck off, Lindsay. Damn. Okay. I would fuck. I would fuck the. Okay. I would fuck the mystery flavored airhead because that'll be a real dynamite surprise explosion.
Yes.
I will marry the licorice because it's so satisfying all the time. And I love a girthy candy straight up. I love a girthy candy.
It's got a bite. You got to bite it. It's got a real, it's got heart.
It does have heart. Yes.
It's got heart.
I would poly the Sour Patch Kid because I think it has that beautiful, like, you got to get through the sour to get to the sweet, but you can't do that all the time. But it's really worth the fucking journey. So that'd be my poly. And then I would kill the cotton candy because I'm never satisfied by it. I love the texture. I love the dissolve, but it never I never walk away being like, man, that was great cotton candy.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
I think those are all really fucking solid ass choices. I agree with you 100%. I wish that you know what? I went to some dessert convention. I mean, it's my dream to go to a dessert convention of some sort, or just have someone pay me to go to one of those food fairs where they test out their treats. But I went to some gourmet thing where they had quote unquote gourmet cotton candy. And I had high hopes for it. And it did not meet those high hopes. So I feel like if they were able to really make quality cotton candy, if that's possible, I don't know, I would be more excited because I agree with you. I like the texture, the dissolve. It's interactive, it's satisfying, but it's not satisfying as a whole experience. So I would have to do the same thing. Airheads are so good. I will fuck with airheads until I don't fuck with them. That's the thing. It's I just remember being a kid and you getting that mystery airhead and just that was the prize.
Fuck yeah, it was. And then they started adding sugar candy sprinkles into them after a while. Mm-hmm. Or maybe that's Laffy Taffy. I don't want to get canceled on here.
That is, I mean, you're canceled. No, you're right. That is Laffy Taffy. I like Laffy Taffy though, too. I'm a big Laffy Taffy person.
Yeah.
But Airheads are better than Laffy Taffy.
Absolutely. Hands down. Hands down. Yeah.
Though they've changed Airhead flavors over the years. I don't care for the orange Airhead.
I haven't had it in a long time.
It's fine. The watermelon Airhead, great. White Airhead, the mystery one, great. I feel like at one point I knew, I think it was like lemonade or something was the flavor. I don't remember, but Australian licorice, one of my favorite candies, one of my fucking favorite. Marry that without question. I would not even think twice. And Sour Patch Kids, I agree. I think that you get a little bit of both. You get like the savory, you get the sour, you get the sweet. And I wouldn't be able to have it all the time because it would destroy the roof of my mouth and
Yes.
and my taste buds. My tongue would be annihilated. So I would have to have forced moderation associated with it.
Impossible.
I know. That's the thing. It's like that with some of these candies, they really fucking, the older you get, the more I'll have like sore teeth the next day. I ate a bunch of jelly beans recently and I was like, why do my teeth hurt? And I was like, oh no, like I need like a pair of teeth just to eat the candy I want, like dentures for candy eating.
You go to the dentist and they're like, you have sore teeth. You must be eating a lot of candy.
You know, and I'm like, no, I'm 34. I don't eat. My teeth are sore. Do you eat a lot of candy? Do I look like I do? I'm 34 and wear a scrunchie. Okay. I have. No, I'm a gourmet chef. Fuck. Yeah, I fully agree with you. I mean, I think you made all perfect, excellent choices. I see, we walked into this and you said we had some very differing opinions. I actually think we agree on quite a bit.
I'm so happy with this. I was really kind of had my guard up because I know we're pretty serious about snacking.
We are.
And it turns out we're like really great at it.
I know. It turns out actually going to the movies would be perfect. We would have the best corner of the movies, of the silent, just the full buffet of everything you could ever want. Okay, well, now we are both AMC A-list. Now we both have to go to the movies. We're doing a popcorn pop-up. Shout out to, is it Sweets or Popcorn? Who is this person?
Sweets or Popcorn. And also I would also like to say, I feel like my favorite movie move that I think we would both do is when you leave a seat between the person you're seeing it with. That way you got free room for elbows. You got like a little napkin pile in the middle seat that you can use. You're happy to share and move things around, but like, you don't need to sit right next to each other. You need a little space to lose control.
No, and you need the snack seat. You need the seat where things can be spread out so that you get your little, it's like essentially you got a coffee table. You got a little coffee table in between you guys in the shape of the seat. And look, it's AMC A-list, baby. We don't have to apologize. We pay for it. we pay for it. Okay. We pay for that seat. We're going to put our snacks on it. I agree. I fully agree. And I support.
I don't care about your service dog. It's gonna sit underneath you. Yeah.
Yeah. Suck my ass. I mean, I could have talked about popcorn with you for hours and hours and hours, but unfortunately we do have to end. So thank you so much for being on the podcast. Well, obviously we'll have you back, but tell everybody where they can find you, what they should check out, plug all your shit.
Okay. Check out my podcast with Mary Jane Gibson. It's called Weed and Grub. Lindsay, I know you're sober, but we are going to snack. We are going to not smoke, but we are going to eat a ton of food when you're on it. It's going to be very fun. I have an Instagram. It's Glazer Boohoo, and I'm on the road a lot the next 2 months, or I'm here in LA hosting a pretty cool festival called the Green Street Festival in May. But all of this is so far away. So check out my Instagram, and if you like it, great. And if not, I'm never going to know. And and like for real, leave reviews on this pod because more people should fuck with it. And if you hated me, leave that as a review because it's only going to help her too. So there you go.
Damn, that was great. I love that. And you should absolutely check out his Instagram. It's the fucking coolest shit. You post pictures of all of the cool people you're meeting, all the shit you're doing, all the food you're making. It's very good. Definitely excited. We didn't grub. And yeah, fuck yeah, we're back. You're on tour. That's sick.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right. Well, thank you again for being on the podcast. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys all for listening, and I will see you next time.